showtime.
It's showtime. And here we go.
Hello and welcome everyone to another edition of the Movie Geek Podcast. I'm your host George T, and I just want to say hit that subscribe button and like the content. I know you guys are already doing that, so hit that subscribe button. All right, shamefully out of the way. This is the weekend box office report. Surprise, still at number one after 3 straight weeks. I do have questions about one of the movies that I was hyped for, and I will get to that very soon. I was very perplexed by this whole thing, and then we'll preview what's to come. Also, there will be several reviews coming up very soon, and again, hit that subscribe button. Again, thank you guys for watching and listening and that sort of thing. Also, I will be recording a future episode with a guest, Rich Keefe from the WEEI Midday Show. He's been kind of like a guide for me, because when I first started with the podcast, he was on the radio. He's been on the radio, and he's talked about a lot of movies and just random Comic-Con stuff and all that other stuff. And he hosts the #Dork podcast, and so I reached out to him to kind of get some advice on how to do this. I listened and watched some of his shows, so I got some interesting ideas from it. And no, I didn't steal any of his ideas. It's just, getting a tone for what goes on. But he will be coming on very soon, and I'll do another premiere just like I did with Jen and Charles. Jen is still looking for some help with her Indigo. Go down on my page to either one of Jen's YouTube channels. She should have links there for the Indigo. She really is hoping that she can make season 8 of her Green Malvolio series, and I would say I'm looking forward to seeing it. I think this will be her last one, as she said to me. So, let's get season 8 done for her, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, so we've got in 5th place we had Final Destination Bloodlines. It was number 4 last week. It made $6.5 million. Number 4 was Karate Kid, staying strong as it fell from 3 to 4, 8.7. Again, I don't understand it. But number 3 was Mission Impossible, $15 million. It was number 2 the week before, cracking the 2nd spot in its opening weekend, $25 million. Ballerina. I will have a review for that this week, and if you've seen it, let me know what you think in the comments here, or wait till I do my review. Probably also just do like a brief recap of the John Wick world so far, because that's what they're calling it, and then they've got 2 future spin-off things and maybe a John Wick 5. So we'll touch on that episode. Lilo and Stitch still at number 1 at $32.5 million. So 3 straight weeks live action Disney. Disney. From their animated film, and it's doing pretty well. So With that being said, there is some movies that are opening this weekend. I have talked about on my what I'm looking forward to in June. One, we've got the Materialists. That one was the uh, love triangle between Dakota Johnson and Pedro Pascal and Chris Evans. Um, so that opens this weekend. We also have Unholy Trinity. A young man returns to an old Montana town to reclaim his legacy. He's caught between a law-abiding sheriff and a destructive stranger as old habits die hard. So, Pierce Brosnan, Samuel L. Jackson, Brandon Lessard. Sounds pretty good. Um, the trailer looks pretty good as well, so you know, we'll see how it does at the box office. I mean, Samuel L. Jackson does bring in some money. Then again, how many screens it's going to be on? Because I want to talk about real quickly what happened with Life of Chuck. Okay, so Mike Flanagan, who has done amazing work, I've mentioned this over and over again. I also have last year an episode of Mike Flanagan's work for his Netflix series. Go listen to it. There is no visual because last year we didn't do a lot of visual stuff because my laptop didn't work very well, so it was mostly just audio stuff, and I also didn't have a setup to really do it, so I kind of had to, go in the bedroom and just do an audio set or whatever. So it was kind of just random. But Life of Chuck opened this weekend with only 216,000. Okay, 31 theaters it registered in. And I will tell you from looking at the amount of places that this movie was available to watch was like 2 in my area. So that means like half the country didn't even see this movie, or there was some kind of um, misprint or something, or maybe it just didn't have a wide release, which is mind-boggling to me because it was, a hyped film. There's plenty of TV spots. You don't usually, have TV spots for movies that you're just limiting their availability. But according to the thing I saw, Life of Chuck, 31 theaters. Okay, so either they're doing Mike Flanagan wrong, or it's going to be a wider release this weekend, which wasn't known at the time. I don't know. So maybe that is a movie that's going to, get a wider release and give some movies a run for its money. Also, opening this weekend is Diablo, Scott Adkinson's film. He plays Chris, a recently released convict, embarking on a perilous mission. He kidnaps Elisa, played by Alexandra Della Rosa, daughter of Vinci, Lucio Balseri, a powerful gangster, which puts him on thin ice as he battles a psychopathic killer seeking revenge against his family. Kind of weird. The trailer looks pretty decent, so we'll see how that movie does. Also on Apple TV, Echo Valley. A woman named Kate, played by Juliana Moore, in a secluded life is interrupted by her troubled daughter, played by Sydney Sweeney, who is kind of everywhere at this point. I am not the biggest fan of Sydney Sweeney. I sometimes like, how is she that popular? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she'll have to grow on me because some of the roles she's had, I'm like, uh. um, when she shows up frightened and covered in somebody's blood, Kate unravels the truth and sees how far she will go to protect her own child. Kind of crazy. Looks pretty interesting. So that will be on Apple Plus this weekend. And then there are some other films coming out that are in smaller release, mostly documentaries. Deep Cover is coming out the day before on Thursday on Prime. I will have a review on that for the weekend. Yes, it is a Bryce Dallas Howard film. Come on with podcast. Um, and I don't know. Oh, it'll probably be good, even though it might stink. Who knows? I know. I'm a big fan. And yes, some of her stuff has not been that great. Like her character in The Village. Um, I'd love to find out how she feels about that. Or playing the ditzy Gwen Stacy in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. I don't know. Finally, a movie that I'm probably going to go see with George this weekend, How to Train Your Dragon, the live-action version one. Trailer looks amazing. I played it on the June podcast one. Hopefully that didn't get flagged. Um, I think this has a chance to knock Lilo and Stitch down because, again, it's been 3 weeks. Um, it looks like a trend for the summer. Bring the kids back to the theater. This could be one of those movies that does that. How to Train Your Dragon, because um, just like Lilo and Stitch, they took the cartoon movie and they made it live action. They just basically did that. So what they're doing with How to Train Your Dragon, DreamWorks is doing exactly that, bringing Toothless to life and bringing Gerard Butler in to play Stoic. And the only thing about this movie, and I remembered when they announced it and the first trailer came up, that again, people are talking about Astrid not being um, uh, blonde hair, um, or you know golden blonde hair. Look, can we just stop with with everything? I know, we talked about the Snow White thing, where um, you know they were upset about her, you know, for various reasons. We also talked about Abby in Last of Us. She didn't look like Abby, although facially she does, but not body type. Captain Marvel doesn't look like the cartoon version. Really? Can we just put actors and actresses in two roles? And it doesn't really matter to me if they're true to the characters themselves and it's written well. Why does it matter what somebody looks like? Is my rant. It's not really a rant, but it is because it's kind of sad that people just don't understand that not everything falls into place the way it should. Maybe they just couldn't find a decent enough actress for the role. Simple. Maybe they fell in love with her performance at the audition and it worked for them. Simple. It's simple. I am not going to go into the movie going, oh my gosh, she doesn't look like Astrid. So I know what the characters are, and if she does Astrid well, great, and I bet she does. So we'll see about that. All right, so there is your box office for this weekend and last weekend. Couple of notes as to what is to come out. So there is reports that they are going to do or try to do a Phasmophobia movie. I don't know how I feel about this because as somebody who's played the game and does ghost hunting, didn't do it last year. Did it last year. If you haven't seen any of my videos, go and check that out. I've got more coming. I've kind of stashed them away for a while. I think I've mentioned this. Paranormal community is a little off right now. So it's hard for me to want to throw stuff out there, even though it doesn't really matter to me because it's not about what I capture and what I don't, but it is what it is. And so they want to do a Phasmophobia movie. Again, I don't know how to feel about it. I mean, the game is hard for me because I'm like, I don't pick up well on what type of ghosts they are. It's a really good game. Just some of the evidence collecting for me sometimes is not the best, and I wind up picking the wrong ghost or not being able to hide or whatever. But I think it would probably work if you could figure out the dynamics of it. I mean, again, it's pretty creepy, especially if you put in headphones, where you can really hear it, or hear what's around you. Speaking of Mike Flanagan, he has finally set on his Carrie, rounding out his cast for Carrie. Obviously, he's got a few of his well-known actors in it: Katie Seagal, Raul Cola. But adding to it, he has Michael Taruco, Katie Sackhoff, Tim Bagley, and Heather Graham. So, again, I'm looking forward to this Mike Flanagan production of Carrie. He also is working on Dark Tower, which is kind of interesting because the movie version bombed. That had Michael McConaughey and Idris Elba. You would think with that kind of cast, but Mike Flanagan wasn't doing that movie, so maybe it will work. But again, like I said, I think in previous ones that Stephen King has signed off to Mike Flanagan to do any of his adaptations of his books. And if Stephen King wants one guy to do all of his, go back and remake a bunch of stuff, then this is the guy to do it. Lots of love for Mike Flanagan and his work. So, other news, Marvel there's so much leakage in the Marvelverse right now. They are talking about, oh, this one isn't in this movie. They're going to replace Doom. Again, we need to stop with all the internet stuff about this movie. All right, we've already delayed it to December from my birthday weekend, which I was looking forward to December. So of 2026, and then obviously December of 2027. So with Secret Wars. But Marvel has a new series coming out very soon. Ironheart. There was a trailer for that, and the first look at the Black Panther: Eyes of Wakanda animated series as well for Disney Plus. Also a Vision series as well is coming to light. They have been talking about this, and this isn't going to be the. I believe it's not going to be the Vision we all know. It's going to be the White Zombie Vision, which in the comics is really cool because he is so much stronger than the original Vision. And also there is talks that Ultron will be back in that series as well. So James Spader will be back to do his Ultron, Raymond Reddington voice, which I'm all for. I did see a vignette of how James Spader came across Ultron. They wrote Ultron just for James Spader. I love that about that. So, all right. So that was a quick update for the weekend box office. Remember, there's going to be plenty more, little small episodes coming up with reviews. So look for Ballerina, look for Predator, Killer of Killers, Accountant 2, many more. So that's all I've got, and I will see you all at the movies.
You like that, baby? Let him know where I came from, yeah!
See you next time. Bye.
Waiting for you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Hasta la vista, baby.
That's all, folks.